What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. And today I'm bringing you guys another breakdown on NAS100 today. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do NAS100, I'm going to do US30 because this is actually what I took a trade on this morning. Oh, I think I still have the markups. Kind of, but without further ado, we're going to get right on into it on US30. So, first things first, we're going to mark up the previous day's high and the previous day's low. As you can see, the previous day's low was ran through, and that is something that I was overall anticipating. I was anticipating price to overall continue running through Monday's previous lows. So if you look back, this is Monday's lows right over here, and you can see that they did continue to get ran through. Same thing with the NAS100. If you zoom on out, look at Monday's lows, they ended up getting ran through, and that's overall what I was anticipating for US30 and NAS100. That's why I was overall bearish going into today. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Asian session range, just like this. Now that we got the Asian session range, on to the last step, which is going to be the 12 a.m. open right here. And as you can see, we got this high of the day right here. But pay attention to where this is being created at. This high of the day is being created at a big figure level, which is 34,500. I'm going to make this red because this is a big figure level. Above the 12 a.m. open, it came above, traded into that 12 a.m. open, and then immediately had that reaction to the downside, and price never gained that high. So we're going to write this down, annotate it. This happened at 3:30 in the morning. So we have the high of the day at 3:30 in the morning at a big figure level, which is 34,500, along with, you look at it like this, above the 12 a.m. open. So there's three confirmations here for why this was potentially going to be our overall high of the day. And then from here, you can see price overall had this movement to the downside. Now where I want you guys to pay attention to is all the way down here at this previous day's low. So as you can see, the previous day's low got ran through and immediately started to shift. So if you look at it from this perspective, okay, apparently I didn't pay my subscription, so it is what it is. So I'm just going to go off of this. But pay attention to how right when this got ran through, price immediately started closing above. This shows that there is a potential chance of a potential false break scenario. Now we're going to take a step further. Where are we in price? We're at another big figure level. That is 34,200. So what happened? Price came down, cleared the low. Didn't mean to do that one. Price came down, cleared the low. It showed a willingness to go higher. So that is showing me a sign of a potential reversal. Even though I was overall bearish, I knew that there was going to be a potential buy scenario here. And that is something that I was able to catch overall. I actually didn't go live today because I had other things to do this morning, but this is a trade that I caught on by myself. And if you were in the Telegram chat that is in the description, you would have seen that. I was able to catch this trade. It was about a 1 to 2. I got in at 34,200 and was able to get out somewhere around, how many pips I had? Like let me see. I had about a 60 pip stop loss, so I probably got up about 120 pips. So I got out around 320 around here. It did come a little bit higher, but it is what it is. You can't catch it all. So let's annotate this here. We have the previous day's low cleared. Plus we're rejecting 34,200. At what time? Pay attention to the time this is all happening. 8:30 in the morning. 8:45. 9:15. 9:30. 9:45. And that's when we ran. So let's annotate all this down. So at 8:30 a.m., this is when it all started to happen. So early in the New York session. So we have this New York session creating a potential false break scenario in which price overall ran. So now we're going to take this a step further. Since overall, as you guys can see, today was an overall bearish London continuation. What does that mean? We're going to pull our fib from London session's high to this low that New York session created. And we're going to pull our fib from this high to this low. Now we're going to see where price traded into. And look at that. Price came right into that overall fib setting for this overall bearish London continuation. Now let's take it a step further again. We're going to go to a slightly higher time frame, such as the 1 hour. And if you look right here, we have this 1 hour bearish order block at this fib short. So now we have multiple confirmations in this specific area for why price should overall move lower. And that's not it. We also have this 34,400 big figure level. I'm going to make this one black just because it's not one of my main ones, but nonetheless still was reacted to. Now we're going to go back to this lower time frame and look at the precision of this. Tapped right into that level, tapped right into the 70.50%. And now let's get the 50% of this overall 1 hour order block and look at the precision of this also. Came right into it, and then from here, price overall started to move lower. So now let's annotate this also. And at what time did this happen? At 10:15. And what happened today? What is something that we had? We had news today at 10 in the morning. I want you guys to keep that in mind also. We had news at 10 in the morning. So what do we have here? We have this fib short, plus we have this 34,400 rejection, along with, if you look also to the left, we have right here, if we get this Asian session, draw this line over. Look at that. We have the 50% of the Asian session also. Let me add this arrow in here. Plus we had the 50% of the Asian range, plus 1 hour order block. At what time? At 10:15 a.m. after 10 a.m. news. So now we know that we had the momentum in here. We had all the price movements, and you see all the little things that we had for why price could overall potentially move lower. And then what happened? Price ended up running all the way down to what level? 34,000, big figure level. And where did this create? This is overall where we created the low of the day. At what time was this? 15:30. I think that's about 3:30. So we have the low of the day at 15:30. So at 3:30 p.m. at 34,000, big figure level. After having what? This overall rejection from here. And then once again, we had another potential trade opportunity. So from this high where price overall started this movement, pull our fib to this low, get our fib again, we have another potential retracement right here. And mind you, all of this is happening below the 12 AM open, so this isn't ideal. This wouldn't be a high probability setup, but this is still a potential setup nonetheless. So from that high to this low, we then had another potential re-entry. So even if you would have missed that move, you still have a potential re-entry from retracing back into 34,200, back into that previous day's low, back into this fib short. So we're going to annotate this also. So we have this fib short, once again, at 34,200. And we retest it, the previous day's low. And then from here, price overall continued to have this overall bearish momentum. So this is overall what happened today on US30. Nothing crazy. Nonetheless, even though I didn't catch this overall short trade, I still was able to catch this buy trade off of this. So nonetheless, I can't complain. So now let's get the overall schematic of what happened. So we had the Asian session range. London session came up, created the high of the day, came down, had a retracement, cleared the Asian session low, had a retracement, which is right in here, and the price overall continued to go lower. So nonetheless, this is a good example of a bearish London continuation, just like this. So without further ado, this is a shorter little video, but nonetheless, this is the overall case study. Now I'm going to overall show you what happened on the weekly basis and show you guys the weekly analysis. So now that we have all this, we're going to get rid of it all. We're going to go to the hour time frame. We're going to look at it from a weekly perspective. So what am I going to do? I'm going to keep in mind last week's high, Monday's low, and I'm going to get the open from this week. So when market opened on Sunday, it opened right here. Pay attention to where we had the high of the day, not the high of the day, the low of the day, the low of the week and the high of the week. We have the high of the week right up here at what day? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Wednesday we have the high of the week, just like this. We have the low of the week on Friday. And how did I know we were going to overall make this low of the week during Friday? Because I had multiple case studies of but I had multiple examples of US30 making the low of the week towards the end of the week, Wednesday making the high of the week, and also now we take our fib from this high of last week to Monday's low. We come right in here. We're going to get the 30 continuation level. And you can see right in here, this is where price overall started to show that momentum to shift lower. And then keep in mind, this is all happening. We started consolidating where? Above this overall 12 AM, the weekly open. So the market open price right here. Just like that. This is all happening above. So as this is all happening above, we're getting good potential price moves. At what level? Look at what level this tapped into. 35,000, big figure level. And then from here, price overall continued to move on lower. So where did it end up ending the week off? At 34,000. So we went from 35,000 to 34,000, and that was the overall range that price traded in. So we had this retracement, we had this drop, retraced into 38.20% into 35,000, creating the high of the week after doing what? Clearing the lows to the left, not the lows, the highs to the left. So we had this false break, and then from here, price immediately came lower, had a retracement, came all the way lower, ending the week after clearing Monday's overall lows. So now we're gonna get an overall little schematic on what happened. So the market opened right here. I'm gonna make these. I'm gonna just make it red. Market open, traded all the way up here, created the high of the week, just like that. From here, price traded all the way even lower, down to here, came up and closed. So this is overall what happened during this week on a candlestick basis. So if I were to put these in the sticks like this is basically what I'm drawing off. And this is giving you an overall view on the open, the low, the close, and the overall wick. So now if you look at this like this, and then we go to say a different chart on US30, such as here, go to the daily time frame. Hold on, just like this. Go to daily time frame and look at it like this. It's kind of hard to see, but you see, look at this, look at this, look at this, and look at this. That's overall all I was trying to show you guys. Nothing crazy, but it's a good way to overall anticipate what could likely happen in previous weeks, because like I say all the time, what happens in the past is going to be able to help us predict the future or anticipate what's going to happen next. So without further ado, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you stay motivated by the fear of being average. Make sure you join the Telegram. Hope everyone had a good week. I had a great week. We're going to have an even better week next week. Just stay productive during the weekend. Don't slack off. Keep studying. Keep back testing. And I'll see you all Monday for our next trading session. And I'll see you guys there. Everyone be safe and good trading.